afternoon, I'm Kim Mo-gyun from the News Center with the latest on the PyeongChang Winter Olympic Games. Let's first take a look at the highlights from Tuesday's action. It was a golden day 11 of the PyeongChang Winter Olympics for South Korea. The host nation won its fourth gold on Tuesday night in the women's 3,000-meter short track relay event. The four-member team of Min-jung, Shim Seok-hee, Kim Ha-rang, and Kim Ye-jin finished the 27-lap race in 4 minutes, 7.361 seconds. The gold medal finish also gave Min-jung her second gold at this year's Winter Games. With China disqualified and Canada penalized, Italy won the silver and the Netherlands were bumped up to bronze. The Netherlands stole a bit of South Korea's thunder by setting a new world record in their B final. In curling, the South Korean women's team have claimed yet another victory, this time dispatching the Olympic athletes from Russia in an easy win on Wednesday morning. Team Korea won 11-2 in the round robin at the Gangneung Curling Center, bringing them up 7 wins out of 8 games so far. South Korea dominated the action so much that the Olympic Russian team called it quits in the 6th end. Team Korea defeated world number 7 USA on Tuesday, making them the first team to qualify for Friday's semifinals. This evening, the team will compete in its final preliminary match against world number 9 Denmark. Over in speed skating, Team Korea will look to continue its medal blitz in speed skating tonight, this time in the men's team pursuit event. Having notched the best time in the quarterfinals, Team Korea, led by veteran Lee Seung-hoon, who won silver in team pursuit in Sochi 4 years ago, will race New Zealand as they bid to make tonight's final. In the women's competition, after failing to qualify for the semifinals, South Korea will compete in the D final, raising Poland just before 9 p.m. Korea time. And in biathlon, France's Martin Fourcade earned his 3rd gold medal at the PyeongChang Winter Games, becoming the most successful Olympic champion in French history. At the Olympic biathlon mixed relay, the 29-year-old crossed the finish line for his team in 1 hour, 8 minutes, 34.3 seconds, more than 20 seconds ahead of second place Norway. Italy won the bronze. With the latest victory, Fourcade became the first athlete to win 3 gold medals in PyeongChang, lifting his career tally to 5 golds. He also won the men's 15-kilometer mass start and the 12.5-kilometer pursuit events. He will now aim for his 4th gold in the men's relay set for Friday. Now let's take a closer look at what's ahead of us on day 12. The Korean women's curling match between South Korea and Denmark will be held at around 8 p.m. this evening. As I mentioned, South Korea has already made it to the semifinals, which will take place on Friday. The semifinals for the men's team pursuit is set for around 8:30 p.m. South Korea is looking forward to a smooth race with the eyes of the nation fixed on 1,500-meter bronze medalist Kim Min-seok and veteran speed skater Lee Seung-hoon. If they make it to the finals, Korea could be in the gold medal hunt shortly after 10:15. And finally, the 4th heat of the women's bobsleigh is scheduled for 10 p.m. South Korea will be hoping for its 9th medal, cheering for the duo Kim Min-sung and Kim Yu-ran. Now let's wrap up by taking a look at the current medal standings. We will have more updates for you throughout the day, so stay tuned. I'll be back again tomorrow.
Now, South Korea's women's curling team is winning a lot of fans both here and around the world. They have sealed their spot in the Final Four, as we just heard, making them the first Korean curling team, male or female, to ever qualify for an Olympic semi-final. The newly famous team recently played within the past couple of hours Olympic athletes from Russia and beat them quite soundly indeed. And their qualification is already sealed for the semi-final. For more on what's behind the team's success, Won Jung-hwan reports.
10 countries have been facing each other in the round-robin competition to enter the semi-final rounds. And South Korea's female curling team on Tuesday achieved a 6th victory by beating the US and securing the first spot in the semi-final rounds at PyeongChang, despite still having 2 more games ahead on Wednesday against the Olympic athletes from Russia and Denmark. the Olympic host team has racked up a near-perfect run of victories over Canada, Switzerland, and Great Britain, three of the world's four great powers in curling, while also beating Sweden, which had been undefeated during these games. Team Korea has certainly surprised many curling fans, rising to global fame as one of the underdog stories of these Winter Olympics. So how did South Korea, which ranked 8th globally, build a phenomenal women's curling team in a country that has zero tradition nor experience in this discipline?
Before the Olympics, the team went through intensive trainings. In addition to advanced data analysis and strategic planning, they've become more disciplined and very well prepared.
The team had previously stated that the experience the team built by facing top contenders before PyeongChang contributed tremendously in increasing the team's overall confidence.
It was good to learn and prepare for the technical aspects of the game, but we also learned about control and pressure, something that is learned only by competing.
But according to an expert, there's more than meets the eyes.
Most of the team members come from a similar background in terms of education and region, so they easily bonded together as a team. That, I believe, has been a crucial factor that helped them thrive and show their best.
Meanwhile, South Korea's male curling team on Tuesday secured its third victory at PyeongChang Winter Olympics in a match against Switzerland, but still fell short of moving on to the semifinals. 원정환, 아리랑 뉴스.
Now, South Korea's women's curling team have been a revelation in PyeongChang, but the Olympics has been full of amazing wins and shock defeats. But you could argue that the biggest story of these games has been the formation of the unified Korean women's ice hockey team, and their journey together lasted less than 4 weeks, and unfortunately they couldn't manage a victory. But the coming together of the two Koreas on the ice will certainly go down in history. Yusung Jae with the details.
While the possibility of a joint Korean women's ice hockey team was first raised in June of last year, the decision to actually form it was only announced on January 20th. Head coach Sarah Murray found herself in an unusual spot, accepting a group of outsiders into the squad just 5 days later, and being tasked with making them play as a fluid unit at the games. What started as an awkward atmosphere in the locker room gradually turned warm, with the South Korean players throwing a surprise birthday party for one of their new North Korean teammates. Having broken the ice on a personal level, the joint team were thrown straight into it, with a friendly match on February 4th against Sweden, one of the best teams in the world. And a mere 6 days later, history was made once again as the joint team took to the ice for the first game of the Olympics against Switzerland. Unfortunately for them, the standard of the opposition was too great, and they lost heavily in that match and to Sweden in their second match. However, in their third preliminary game, the team managed to find the back of the net in a 4-1 loss to Japan. Korean adoptee Randy Hisu Griffin scored the famous goal, and that very puck already has a pride of place at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, Canada. While the squad, consisting of 23 South Koreans and 12 North Koreans, finished the Olympics winless, the message of peace was as special as a place on the podium. Their 27-day journey has come to an emotional end, but many wonder now if their sporting union could provide the spark for a more peaceful relationship between the two Koreas. Lee Seung-jae, Arirang News.